Good morning. These are your BYU-Idaho Radio morning headlines for Friday, July 18th, 2025. Thanks for listening. I'm Jill Clary. The deadly attack on the Coeur d'Alene firefighters has inspired the introduction of a new bill to increase penalties for crimes against first responders. Idaho Republican Senators Jim Risch and Mike Crapo, as well as Missouri Republican Senator Eric Schmidt, introduced the Graham-Hoffman Act. This act would make it a federal crime to assault first responders. East Idaho News reports that under the act, a knowing assault of the first responder while they are performing official duties that causes serious bodily harm, death, or attempts to do so would be punishable by 10 years in prison. If the attack results in death or includes kidnapping or attempted kidnapping, the penalty could be up to a life sentence. The Coeur d'Alene attack was a shooting that killed Coeur d'Alene Fire Department Battalion Chief John Morrison and Kootenai County Fire and Rescue Battalion Chief Frank Harwood. Dave Tistel, an engineer who works for the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department, was severely injured. The suspect, Wes Rowley, was found dead nearby, and officials believe he started the brush fire and then opened fire at the firefighters. The Graham-Hoffman Act was named after a Kansas City firefighter paramedic who was stabbed and killed while transporting a patient in April. A young mom has found a way to create an income with a sourdough side hustle. After finding out she was pregnant, Libby Brown wanted a job to help make money while at home with the baby.
Tried to experiment with different ways that I could still bring in an income, but I could stay home. And so my husband just counseled me to focus on what skills I had, and I was really good at cooking, apparently.
Brown enjoyed baking and originally wanted to bake and decorate cakes, but found sourdough to be more versatile.
I mean, you can do a lot with cakes, but it's cake. And we wanted to be a little more healthy, and so I discovered sourdough, and it's super versatile. Like, you can make crackers, you can make bread, muffins, scones, pretty much everything under the moon, you can try and add sourdough to it.
Since starting her business in November 2024, Brown has begun to sell a variety of sourdough items, including muffins, scones, breads, and cinnamon rolls. Brown sells her sourdough concoctions through social media platforms like Facebook Marketplace and Instagram.
Honestly, most of my customers come from Facebook Marketplace, as well as my Facebook page. You'd think Instagram, but ironically, that one doesn't do a whole lot, but that's fun to post on. But yeah, I get it kind of just depends on the week. You know, it's always fluctuating, but I usually get 2 to 5 customers a week.
Brown says the best part of all of this is being able to be at home with her daughter, even when it can be stressful.
So it can be kind of chaotic sometimes, but overall I love that I can be at home. And our favorite thing is I'll turn on music, and she loves music. She'll kind of dance to it and stuff. So I'll knead dough, and she's just screaming at the top of her lungs to hairspray or something. It's the best.
To hear more from Brown, listen to the full interview on BYU Idaho Radio's podcast on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Are you looking for a fun way to stay fit and get some social time in as well? The BYUI Runners Group has both. Here's the story. If running is your thing, or you're just getting started and want group motivation, BYU Idaho's Runners Group might be the thing for you. Bradley Beaver is head of the Runners Group. Beaver has been a runner since 4th grade and ran for 2 years at Southern Virginia University before transferring to BYU Idaho. Beaver joined the Runners Group to keep up his running. He says the Runners Group is an opportunity to run with a group, stay motivated, and make friends.
Usually when you're running, you're usually struggling together, and it just builds a really good bond together. And I just love how close-knit it is. Some of my best friends I've made have been from running over the years, whether in high school and college or now recreationally.
Runners can train for specific events like a 5K, community event, or marathon. Runners don't have to compete and can also run casually to improve their fitness.
I mean, running is a big thing. If you look on social media right now, a lot of people are getting into running, and a lot of people are wanting to do the best they can and just be healthy. And it brings a good group of people together. When you run as a group, you just make new friendships, new connections, and it's a good way to stay active and stay fit.
The group meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Steeplechase Pit on the outdoor track by the Hart Gym. On Tuesdays, the group will do a run for about 3 miles, and on Thursdays, they do a speed workout. However, running doesn't stay on the track. The Runners Group can be a fun way to get some exercise while exploring Rexburg.
Usually on our slow days or our little general runs, we go all over town, whether it be out towards Walmart or on Nature Park, out by the temple. all over the place.
This coming fall semester, there will be a track meet and cross-country training. The track meet will feature a variety of events, including the 100-meter dash, high jump, discus, and mile run. The Runners Group has coaches to help train members. This fall semester, 2 All-American distance runners from South Virginia University are coming to BYU-Idaho to coach the cross-country team and help the runners learn more about running and staying fit. The BYU-Idaho Runners Group meets Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. You can find more information and register at ibelong.byui.edu/campusrecsports. For BYU Idaho Radio, I'm Jill Clary. These have been your BYU Idaho Radio morning headlines for July 18th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. You can also ask your smart speakers to play KBYI 94.3 FM. Have a great day. This is BYU Idaho Radio, and I'm Jill Clary.